Forget everything you know about quiet school life, because mine exploded the second I landed in detention. My name's Jamie Lee, certified overthinker, background character, and professional avoider of all human contact. I don't talk to popular kids, I don't break rules, and I definitely don't end up in detention. Except, apparently, today I do. Thanks to a group project gone wrong, my partner literally set the science lab on fire. So now I'm sitting in this empty classroom on a Friday afternoon, staring at the clock, rethinking all my life choices, when he walks in. Adrian Blake, the kind of guy teachers sigh about and students crush on. Messy black hair, lazy smirk, the confidence of someone who's never once been told no. He's late, obviously, tosses his bag down, drops into the seat next to me, and says, "Guess we're partners in crime now, huh?" Sir, I don't even jaywalk. I freeze, because this is Adrian Blake, human chaos incarnate, and I am not built for this kind of interaction. So I do what any socially anxious student would do. Nod politely, and hope he forgets I exist. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. He starts talking, like full-on conversation mode. "You're the top student, right? Maybe you can help me survive this place." And I'm just sitting there thinking, why me? There are 30 empty desks. But halfway through detention, the supervising teacher steps out. Huge mistake, because the second the door closes, Adrien leans closer. "Hey," he says with that mischievous grin, "want to make a deal?" A deal. Those words are never good news. Apparently, rumor alert, his ex goes to the school. And rumor number 2, she's obsessed with making him jealous. So his brilliant idea? Pretend to be my boyfriend for a week. Excuse me? A week? A whole week? I think he's joking, until he adds, "She'll move on if she thinks I already did. You'd be my hero." Hero? Bro, I can barely pass algebra. Before I can even reject the idea, the teacher walks back in, hears only the words boyfriend and yes, and suddenly the entire room knows. Like instantly. I swear the air itself screamed. By the time the bell rings, half the school thinks I'm dating Adrian Blake. The other half thinks I blackmailed him. And Adrian? He doesn't fix it. Oh no, he doubles down. In the hallway, he slings his arm around me. At lunch, he sits with me. And when someone asks how we met, he actually says, "Detention, love at first punishment." Sir, this is defamation. Before we go on, hit that like button if you've ever had a crush you accidentally ended up dating. And if you're still single, like me at the start of this story, subscribe. Maybe my luck will rub off on you. All right, back to the chaos. A few days later, something weird happens. Between all the teasing and fake flirting, Adrien starts being nice. Like, genuinely nice. He waits for me after class, brings me coffee, because you always look like you didn't sleep. Thanks, I guess. And one time, when someone calls me a nerd, he straight up defends me. That's when things get dangerous, because my heart, it's not pretending anymore. I keep telling myself it's fake, that he's just acting for the deal, but then I catch him looking at me a little too long or smiling like he means it, and suddenly detention feels like something else. Then comes the day. The ex, let's call her queen of drama, shows up. She walks up to us in the cafeteria, flips her perfect hair, and says, "So this is the replacement." Before I can even blink, Adrien grabs my hand. Not replacement, but upgrade. My brain short circuits. Full system crash. Somebody call IT. After she storms off, I whisper, "You didn't have to say that." He smirks. Wasn't lying. "Excuse me, sir, that's emotional damage." Later that day, detention ends. I'm packing up my bag when Adrien stops me at the door. "Hey, Jamie." I turn, expecting another joke, but this time, he looks serious. You know, this started as a fake thing, but I don't want it to end. Do you ever have one of those moments where the whole world freezes? That was mine. I managed to squeak out, "So like, fake or real?" He laughs, soft this time. Real, if you want it to be. And just like that, I, the quiet, rule-following background kid, somehow got a real boyfriend out of detention. Now, every time someone asks how we met, I just smile and say, "It's a long story. Bring snacks." If you made it this far, thanks for surviving my emotional roller coaster. Hit that subscribe button if you want more chaotic love stories like this. And drop a comment. Would you fake date your crush for a week? Because honestly, 10 out of 10 would accidentally fall in love again. The story didn't end there. That detention day, that was just episode 1. What comes after fake dating that turns real? Well, apparently chaos, but also coffee dates, stolen hoodies, and one very confusing group chat. The Monday after we started dating, I walked into school thinking maybe things would calm down. Spoiler alert, they did not. The moment I stepped into the hallway, people stared. Like zombie movie level staring. Someone actually whispered, "That's him." And I'm standing there, holding my backpack like a shield, thinking, I just wanted to take chemistry, not become a campus headline. Adrien, of course, finds this hilarious. He walks right up, throws his arm around me and says, "Morning, babe." "Sir, please, not in front of the population of Earth." We start walking to class together. He jokes, I roll my eyes. He calls me Sunshine, just to annoy me, and maybe just a little to make me smile. And yeah, I smile. Every single time. But it's not all fluffy anime moments, because dating Adrian Blake means signing up for drama like it's a school elective. One afternoon, we're sitting behind the gym, our unofficial quiet spot. He's tossing pebbles, I'm trying to study, and he says, "You ever think people only see what they want to see?" I look up. He's staring off at the field, voice lower than usual. He says, "They all think I'm some screw-up, like I don't care about anything. But it's easier, you know? Let them think that." And that's when it hits me. Behind all the sarcasm and chaos, there's this soft, lonely part of him that no one notices. Except now I do. I close my book and nudge his arm. "You're not a screw-up," I say, quietly. He glances over, half smiling. "You're supposed to say that. You're my boyfriend." "Yeah, but I'd say it, even if I wasn't." For a second, he doesn't say anything. Then he leans over and bumps his shoulder against mine. "Careful, Jamie. That sounded dangerously romantic." My heart? Gone. Evaporated. Days turn into weeks. Detention becomes study dates. Our texts go from "Hey" to "Come outside, I brought snacks." And somehow he even convinces me to skip a school event, which for me is like a felony. We end up sitting on the school roof, legs dangling over the edge, eating fries from a paper bag, and he says, "You know, when this started, I thought I was using you to get over someone else." I look at him, half joking, "Wow, romantic." But then he looks at me, really looks at me, and says, "I didn't expect to actually fall for you." And there it is again, that pause, that stupid heartbeat that skips every time he says something like that. I want to say something cool back, something witty, but all that comes out is, "Well, good, because you're kind of stuck with me now." He grins. Wouldn't have it any other way. If you're still here, hit that like button, because if Adrien can turn detention into a love story, maybe your bad day can too. Subscribe for more chaos, heartbreak, and happy endings. All right, let's finish this. Final exams come around, and everything's hectic. We're both drowning in notes, coffee, and mild existential dread. But even then, he finds ways to distract me. Sticky notes on my locker that say, "You got this, genius," or "Don't forget to eat." It's stupid, but it helps. On the last day of school, I find one more note. It just says, "Meet me in the lab, the one we burned." I almost laugh, almost panic, but I go. He's there, standing by the same table where this whole story began. He's holding a tiny box. "Before you freak out," he says, "it's not a ring. It's a keychain, a tiny silver lightning bolt. Our official symbol, you know, since we literally started with fire." I laugh, but I can't stop smiling. And then he adds softly, "You changed everything, Jamie." And before I can think of anything smart or self-deprecating, he pulls me into a hug, the kind that feels like the world just slows down. And I realize this isn't just a story that started in detention, it's the story that made me feel seen. So yeah, that's how I went from quiet background student to accidentally dating the school's most chaotic boy, to actually falling in love. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe if you believe love can start anywhere, even in detention. And remember, sometimes the best stories are the ones you never meant to write.